John, how do you size up this game tomorrow night?
Be a hard game. They're good. They're not going to beat themselves. They're physical. They fight for second and third opportunities to rebound. We're struggling with rebound attempts right now. They're going 3 and 4 jumps at a ball. If you don't block out, they're jumping over your back. I mean, they're going to tip and grab, and they're good. They deserve to be the number 1 team, and they deserve to have the winning streak they have.
John, everyone's familiar with Williams and Schofield. Who else on that roster jumps out at you?
Well, they've got a deep team, and their guard play, the way they shoot and the things that they do, they're not winning with 1 guy or 2 guys. They're winning because of how they're playing. The biggest thing is because they lead the country in assists. Their assist to turnover ratios really, they're not going to beat themselves, and they're going to create great opportunities, and they shoot the ball well. They shoot 50. You better play a good game. That's what I tell you. You better play good. Better not be any tentativeness. Just let it go and go play.
On that note, John, everyone's going to make a lot about the front court battle, but Jordan Bones played like a top 5 point guard American this season. So
Yeah.
how big is the challenge ahead for Ashton, and how much do you think the game could be decided on that one-to-one match?
Well, Ashton, the last 3 games, has not played well. Matter of fact, he's not played well at all. So this is a game where we're going to need him to get back to where he was 10 days ago, 12 days ago, when everybody was talking about him as the best on-ball defender in the country, a difference maker, a creator, he pushes. That's all gone away. So we need that back. And he knows it. I mean, he's a freshman. He hit a little bit of a wall, and like you said, Bone was playing. Not only he's playing fast too. I mean, he pushes that ball, either throw it ahead or drive for layups. They're playing good. Rick's doing a great job with this team, really.
Where did it go for Ashton? What do you think? Is there anything?
Probably hit a wall as a freshman. Probably hit a wall. I mean, you look at it and just say, you understand this has all happened in 10 days, 12 days. So if you want it back, what were you doing 10 and 12 days ago that you're not doing now? Just change it.
Is that wall mental, physical, or both? For any freshman?
I just think you get tired. You lose focus. You get numb. Every game we play is the same. It's someone's Super Bowl. It's an out-of-this-world game. It's stadiums filled. It's, other teams are playing out of their minds, and you kind of get numb to it, and all of a sudden you're not playing with the energy, the focus that you need to play with. But like I said, he's had a heck of a year. He's just had a bad week and a half.
John, Tennessee's an older team, obviously, been together years. How do you guys how does that show itself in their cohesion, and how do you try to?
That's why they create good shots for each other. That's why they don't beat themselves. That's why they're physically tough. They're good. I mean, that's the number 1 team in the country for a reason, and they're the number 1 team in the country that's on a big-time winning streak. So,
Is it significant that the best guy you got on your side at least knows what to expect from this group and has seen them play?
well, I'll be honest with you. Nick played well in the championship game, too, the tournament championship where we beat them. Nick played well, so, and PJ has, had good games against them. But
Can you tell that your guys have moved on from LSU and how they ended up?
I don't know. I hope so. I mean, I have. So usually if I move on, they'll move on. And I'll grieve for 24 hours and then I move on. So, and it was a game that you play like we did in the second half against them and against Mississippi State. I saw it coming. I talked about it, the Florida game. And I think you almost have to get knocked in the mouth and take a loss. I texted them probably 2 hours after the game and basically said, it's tough losing, but we needed this because people were moving in the wrong direction and not listening to what we were saying. And I said, it's not only our team. We went from the defensive team in the country to giving up layups. How does this happen? To giving up baskets, to not rebounding, or playing a half and then the second half not playing. I mean, so how does that happen? Most of it's mental, and most of it becomes what I had talked about 9 days ago, 8 days ago, there becomes an arrogance when you're winning. And we kind of got away from what makes us good, including individual players. So hopefully, that's a great lesson going into this game. I hate losing, but if you need to get rocked, then so be it.
John, Tennessee hasn't played a team that projects to be in the NCAA tournament since they had that great game against Gonzaga. Do you think that might give your guys just a little bit of a mystical edge as they enter into this game?
No, because they're beating everybody pretty good right now, and their numbers have not changed game to game. You know, they beat Alabama at home, who beat us. So, no, they're good. They're good. They're a team. If they keep going like they are and stay injury-free, they're going to be one of the last teams standing.
Now, what should we make of Tyler shooting better on the road than he is at home, just percentage-wise? Is there anything to that? Is it a coincidence?
I don't think so, but, you know, I don't bring it up. Just, this is a game that you can't miss open, wide open. Like go 1 for 8 for wide open threes. You can't do it in this game. Alabama stayed in the game because they made threes and gave themselves, you don't have to make them all, but you can't walk in the game and go 0 for 2 or 3 and then, well, let me play, stop. You got to make some shots in this game. You don't have to make them all, but you can't be 2 for 25 or you have no chance. You got to make some shots. Alabama made shots. And then I'll be honest with you, as I watch the tape, at the end, then they missed the shots. They missed 4 threes in a row, and then they lost. So they force you to make some jump shots. But this is one of my best three-point shooting teams. I don't care about the stats. I'm telling you, I know my teams, and that's why it's not something I worry about. But guys have to shoot the ball with confidence, like they do in practice. I stopped Jamal. You never shoot like that in a game. I saw confidence before you shot it. You go in the game and you miss badly. How? Why? You got to conquer yourself. I'm telling all these guys. Tyler, the same thing. Keldon, the same thing. Emmanuel makes 70 in a 5-minute drill and then doesn't shoot it confident. What's holding you back from being confident? And it ain't like, oh, well, you sub me. No, stop. You're missing badly, which is demoralizing. And that's where these guys were just, that's why I said there's a lot of growth left in us. And a lot of it's a confidence that if you're going to be one of the last teams standing, you have a confidence. I love how we finished the game against LSU. We finished with confidence. You can't only be confident when you're desperate. You got to play that way. And that's young teams, it takes time. It just takes us time to get that through. Last year's group got it in March. This team seemed to get it early. Now they've stepped back. We got to get that back.
What does the Rick Barnes team look like? How do you
They're not going to beat themselves. They're going to play physical. A lot of post-ups and screens and elbow jumpers and then defensively they'll come after you. They'll stretch the court out. They rotate and collapse. They're not giving you layups. You're going to have to make a tough shot or you're going to have to pass the ball. They're good. It's a good team. Well coached, too.
This game's obviously big in the SEC regular season race. What, if anything, does that mean in the big picture?
To me, nothing. You guys know.
Why not?
Because, Jerry, have you been cutting grass all this time? Have you not known what I do? Have you not watched? The bigger picture is always for us later. And whether it's the league tournament or the league, yeah, we want to improve our seed and all that stuff, and we want to be the best we can be. But that's not the emphasis here. It's not what we put on.
Cal, is one of the challenges of finding more minutes for EJ that it's maybe tough to play him and PJ together?
We can, but I still, I think Nick got to keep finding time. He's a shot blocker. He's a difference maker. I keep telling him. I really appreciate him because he's got a great attitude, even if I'm not playing him as much, maybe as I should be. You keep telling guys, you want to think you're being evaluated by your offense. 99% of these kids are not. They're being evaluated by other stuff. And so, but it's hard, the calls they get and what they're, but Nick has been good and EJ's been good. This game, again, who can play in a roughhouse game? Well, we're not going to know until the game starts.
Couple more guys. With it being a physical game, PJ's had foul trouble the last couple games. Is that a concern?
If he plays alert and he plays before his guy catches it or before it hits the rim, he'll be fine. If he's playing after the guy catches it or playing after it hits the rim, then he'll have trouble. I think he'll be fine. Last couple games, his rebound attempts have gone down. Rebound attempts, which means your rebounds have to go down. Because if you're not attempting to rebound, this is one that I'll teach you a lesson, you're not going to get the ball if you don't attempt to go get it. It's like one of those little things. So those have gone down, and I'm telling them, you got to get those attempts back up. Doesn't mean you have to get every ball, but you have to attempt to go get every ball.
Cal, is that one of the telltale when you say you
Yes.
kind of saw it coming?
Yes. Yes.
Like you're watching like guys
Yes.
not jumping?
Not jumping, they're not, the shot goes up, they're running the other way. That's not attempting to rebound. Sometimes a guy makes a shot and thinks, well, I don't have to do this other stuff. Well, we can't be that. But again, like I'm saying to these guys, great practice yesterday, let's have a great one today, and let's see where we are against the best team in the country.
Obviously, anything to read is this guy with so much experience, but how different is the challenge he's going to face this next month, given he's never really played in games where the stake is this high, tournaments and all those kind of things?
All this has been new to him, and he's, he did some stuff in practice yesterday. I said, do that in the game. And I think we have a lot of guys, this is new to them. And if you expect them to just, bust out and do it, it just takes time. And it's like all these guys. It's how are we playing down the stretch? How are we playing that last 3 weeks of the season? What's going on then? And this is one where we're going to learn where we are right now. And especially after getting beat, and we got beat by LSU, all the other sideshow stuff, they beat us. And if it went to overtime, they probably would have beat us in overtime. So now it becomes, okay, what goes on now? Okay, how do we respond? It'll say a lot about who we are.
All right, thanks, folks.
Thanks, guys.